Yes, we can probably sit back for now. What exactly happened there yesterday? The crypto summit, everyone had such high hopes, and now the prices are even going down. Didn't Trump want to implement huge things? And didn't I tell you exactly that? Told you that it's not even possible. Yes. What can I say about that? Everyone who watched the last videos, I think, was a step ahead of the general public. But, well, that's just how it always is. Today, we'll take a look in detail at what exactly happened at the summit yesterday. And there's also a trading setup, so you might be able to get 1 or 2 insights out of it. We'll see you after the intro. Now, new uptrend VIP trading. Your opportunity to copy the signals of 2 professional traders for free. They managed to grow an account from $4,000 to $30,000 within 2 months. The results in the group are also impressive. All you need for this is a deposit of $100 into your BingX account. You can find all further information below in the description. Shall we take a quick look at the complete overview of cryptocurrencies? Yes, what can one say here? Sure, there's a bit of green here and there, but it's very subdued. However, the majority has really lost again. This is, of course, also due to the fact that Bitcoin went down and Bitcoin has been pulling down further significantly over time. I just want to briefly highlight here Ondo. It was predicted, yes. The crypto summit and Ondo was supposed to pump there. And there would be no tomorrow. Well, now the thing is down minus 5% overall there. So, yes, what can one say about that now? As I said, it was purely a sell. The news event. With the spot ETFs, you can follow this exactly. Here in the first column is BlackRock, who have always bought in superbly now. 3 days ago, people were already excited like, oh, look, there were positive numbers. Well, what can I say about that? So if you look at it, the past 2 days were each with a minus. And yes, it was just sell the news. More was expected. These are profit traders and they don't care what asset they hold. They have to generate profits. And if the news isn't as strong as it should be, then it's sold off. On the other hand, you can notice again that the market makers are making a killing right now. So since the 24th March, things have really been taking off here. So what has been liquidated in terms of long positions here is wild. Here then also spot, it was the ups and downs due to this tweet and then the tariff increase and so on. But in the end, it's really crazy what kind of millions are being made right now. Many thanks also for the support yesterday under the video. Yes, I know, tough times, 74 likes. It would be cool if we could break the 100 or even 200 mark again today because it's completely free and easy for you. Just leave a like now if you want to support my hours of research. And don't be put off by the thumbnails. It's about making people aware so that this doesn't happen. And I explained that in detail, so everyone who watched it yesterday should have had a certain advantage. And if you're now wondering at this point, asking, yes, okay, and what exactly do I do now? So here, on this channel, you will find crypto news based on the most important facts. Without hype, transparent, neutral, plus a trading setup. If you're interested, just leave a free subscription and activate the bell so you don't miss any important information. And now we continue. However, yesterday there were also a few other important economic data besides the whole topic around the crypto summit, namely the NFP report, which is the employment data. They turned out weaker than expected. And yes, this has increased the hope for an interest rate cut expectation. So now it is expected that the next interest rate cuts will come in June. The US dollar has continued to lose strength. This is, on one hand, what Trump wants, and on the other hand, what we also need for Bitcoin to become stronger again. Because historically, a weak dollar has always been good for a strong Bitcoin. But all in all, Wall Street was also very reserved. I've said it several times now, we have the Nasdaq and reacted to it. Bitcoin. That means if the Nasdaq doesn't perform extremely well, Bitcoin will follow suit, which Bitcoin won't do anyway. But what exactly was the outcome of the crypto summit, and why wasn't this perceived as positively by the market, as was hoped? The big expectation was that possible Bitcoin reserves or crypto reserves would be released by Trump. And possibly 0% taxes for crypto companies or perhaps a tax reduction for investors. Well, so I don't want to say if you had watched my videos over the past few days, I explained in detail what exactly Trump can order with an executive order. And no, these are not reserves. And why that is, I won't go into more detail now. Feel free to click in here. In the end, it was again about the topic that the USA should become the leading crypto nation. And regarding these Bitcoin reserves, the whole thing also, to carry forward further and much earlier than everyone else, all the leading figures in crypto came together yesterday. Michael Saylor, Brad Armstrong was there, Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, and so on. Chainlink was there, Kraken basically, all the big names in the industry you can imagine. But topics were discussed that don't really interest a crypto investor at first. For example, it was about Silicon Valley. Yes, how is it there now? Like that, the role in the digital economy, the influence of these tech companies on politics, and you have to work more closely together there. Yes, that's all nice, but the savvy crypto investor who just wants to make big profits, of course. They simply don't want to hear that. It's totally boring. I'll briefly summarize the individual points of criticism. What exactly was expected more yesterday? So one thing, of course, is this regulatory uncertainty. We've had enough of that already. Sure, Trump, he's pro-crypto, and is launching one meme coin after another on the market, and so on. We know that. However, we still have the SEC, which, in my opinion, is doing a very good job. So one legal dispute after another is being resolved right now. But especially with the big ones like Ripple, it feels like there's still a standstill. So we don't know how things will proceed there. The other topic, yes, the details of the Bitcoin strategies. Why won't he be able to mention any details? Because there probably aren't any yet. Trump can't decide that on his own. So, does he need the Senate for that? He needs all the boards involved as well. As far as I know, he would also have to involve the Fed. So, that means poll, etc. They also need to provide some direction. He can't really say anything about that either. It's just that no one seems to want to hear that right now. And then the other topic, those are the stable coins, or rather the CBDCs. So, it will be interesting there as well, although I see less danger because Trump has clearly signaled that he doesn't want any CBDCs. So that means if he doesn't now, well, we also have a few politicians like that in Germany. Well, never mind. In any case, I don't think he will completely break an election promise there and suddenly say, yes, I'm now in favor of CBDCs. However, that with the stablecoins, I also see it more as a peripheral issue. But still, no clear statements have been made there either. Overall, one can say that the whole meeting was received positively. And everyone. So feel free to write in the comments, did you now sell in anger or panic yesterday? Or did you say, no, I'll just sit this one out, we'll also take a look at the trading setup in a moment? Personally, I didn't expect anything different from how it all went down. So let's dive right into the trading setup. Yes, looking back, now I can say that I wanted to take a profit with Bitcoin yesterday, but it wasn't triggered. And then it went into the downward movement, which is why openly and transparently in this channel that I manage for someone else, but also show you I am currently in the red with certain positions, but I'm totally relaxed about it. So as you can see here, I've placed limit orders again because I just say, hey, let's wait and see what happens, and if necessary, compound. Yes, it's not like it can't go up from here, and suddenly some news could appear that makes it take off again. Before we dive deeper into that, just briefly, I personally like to use BingX quite a lot. By the way, I also got a sign-up bonus there. So if you're looking for an exchange where you can trade without KYC, you can use BingX, and that's with my link. Feel free to check the description. And otherwise, if you also want a deposit bonus, there's that on top as well. If you deposit $100, you get $25 and $20 as futures. Dollars into your futures account as a bonus. And if you deposit $500, then you get $80. A quick look at the heat map for Bitcoin. You can also see up here it's really lighting up brightly. Clearly many have jumped in again via leverage charts. You can see down here liquidity has already been fished out. It could of course be that they want to steer back into this zone. We must not forget on the weekend the market makers are in play. However, setting a take profit up here can definitely make sense. We'll also take another look at the chart in a moment. But As I said, you can already tell there's a lot of attractive liquidity here. A quick look at the 4-hour chart. Yes, it almost looks like a symmetrical triangle. We'll have to wait and see how it continues. To the upside, yes, not much has happened. So we are still trapped in our downtrend. However, to highlight something positive, nothing was broken down here either. So we were still rejected upwards and now find ourselves exactly in this area. So I'll just point to this spot right here. It could become quite interesting here as there might be a pump or a dump. And for that, let's briefly look at the 15-minute view. And this is what I meant. So there's also a volume block here, which means this range could be very interesting for realizing some profits. You can see there was a lot of movement here with repeated tests, rejections, etc. You can really lay a ruler here. Therefore, as I said, this could be a good zone. Of course, this is not investment advice, but I would keep an eye on it. It could become ultra bullish if we manage to get above this level. However, I think it's less likely to happen over the weekend because, yes, relatively little tends to happen then. Yes, for example, like last Sunday. It could also become interesting with Ethereum. And I can well imagine, since we are currently in this area, that the market might target this zone here again. So that's quite conceivable because it really lights up here. And now let's take a look at another time interval. This area up here could become interesting again, but let's wait and see. If the price moves down here, it might easily happen that other positions open up here that would like to be picked up. However, overall, one can observe that there's not much lying around here at the moment. Yes, well, and it should also be mentioned here that not much is really happening at the moment except for what we can definitely note. And that's not exactly the most positive sign. We have a very clear downtrend here, and it needs to be broken first, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's happening right now. Of course, we could go ahead and draw it like this again. Yes, and then let's wait and see what will happen here. So, are we finally going to see a massive breakout? Because I have already mentioned it. This is a critical zone where we are moving. It could very easily happen that we find ourselves down here again or even further down. So, but let's wait and see what happens here. But this could also get really intense here. XRP is also having a bit of a hard time right now, one might notice. So up here, there is quite a bit of attractive liquidity that could finally be tapped into. And if you take another look at the chart, and this is currently the daily view, something interesting might be developing here as well. So you can see that the fluctuations are becoming smaller. We had here, as you can see a bit more clearly on the other chart units, we had the big pump upwards, then the correction downwards, then the chart was able to recover a bit up to halfway, but then it went down again. So, yes, we are currently trapped in this range down here, but on a larger scale. If this symmetrical triangle asserts itself here, then we could have either a bearish or bullish impulse. That's it for now. I am very curious. Write me in the comments, what is your opinion on this? Did you expect more from the summit, or exactly as it turned out? How are your trades looking? Feel free to write about that as well. And otherwise, if you liked the video and want to support my work, feel free to leave a free like. Finally, I can give you the tip to check out this video. I have researched in detail how these reserves can be implemented exactly and what powers Trump actually has. As long as you are ready for the truth, we'll see each other tomorrow in the next update. Until then, all the best. Bye.